All right, Rick, a lot of teams are on byes this week, but we were able to find a couple good games on the schedule. So we're going to start out in Marble Falls. Marble Falls is going to be hosting Cedar Park. You guys see Cedar Park last week. Their defense has been playing great, but Marble Falls has a quarterback that just set a state record, and Mike Richardson. How do you see this one playing out?
Well, you're right. I did see Cedar Park playing. They upset Leander in the rain. An extremely powerful job by their defense. And they got such a slow start that I was wondering, well, what's wrong with Cedar Park? Well, they found out last week they were very, very good. And that is why I'm going to take Marble Falls in a mild upset. Richardson threw for 725 and they had an off week. They're going to stretch that Cedar Park defense inside and out. A very high-scoring game. Marble Falls wins at the end.
Todd Dodge, give him 2 weeks. That's going to be tough to overcome. By the way, with Cedar Park here, their last 3 games, they did drop their first 2 to Westlake and Evelyn Cooper, but their last 3 games, Arthur Heights, Westwood, Leander, all 3 teams have pretty decent offenses, and those 3 teams have scored 19 points combined. Cedar Park's offense, led by Nate Grimm, they're going to need to find a way to score. They haven't scored more than 14 points in a game this season, but I think they'll do it. Marble Falls has been struggling a little bit on defense. They've been scoring a lot, but their defense hasn't allowed less than 32. So I say this game's probably going to be in the 20, 24, 21 range, and I think Cedar Park comes out on top. Yeah. They'll meet in the middle.
We'll see.
All right, private school game. We don't talk a lot about private schools, but we have a pretty good one. San Marcos Academy going over to Hyde Park Baptist. San Marcos Academy is 3-1. Hyde Park Baptist 4-0. Who's going to win?
San Marcos had been playing extremely well until their last game. They finally lost their first game. Hyde Park's been on a roll ever since day one. They've only allowed 8 points a game on defense. So Hyde Park, this could be one of those sleeper teams for going for state for the private schools. Hyde Park's been getting better every year. I like them in this game.
I'll go with Hyde Park Baptist. Actually, if they were playing in 26-4A, they'd be contending for a playoff spot because they shut out Reagan, they shut out Lanier. They both. Let's see who they both played. They both played St. Stephen's. Hyde Park Baptist won 44-20. San Marcos Academy won 26-7. So I guess you can do a little reasoning out of that one, and I'll give this one to Hyde Park Baptist just because of how well their defense played against those 4A teams. All right, Rick. We just talked about Hyde Park Baptist doing well against 26-4A teams. Let's actually go to 26-4A. Crockett's going over to Travis. I do believe it's Travis's homecoming game. Will it be a happy one?
I think it's going to be a happy homecoming because they only won 3 games all of last year. They've already won 3 games this year. 3-1. Armando Jacinto has done a great job. Johnny Williams, remember that name? Fantastic wide receiver. He's already caught passes for 500 yards. And I believe he's a sophomore. So I expect big things. Crockett, they just give up too many points. They did more than 35 points in 3 straight games. So it'll be an upset if Crockett wins this one.
I'm actually going to go with Crockett. I think they might be the better team here. Their non-district schedule, I think, was a little bit tougher than Travis. Both of them played Aikens. Crockett, blew by Aikens. Travis had some problems with them. I really like Crockett's running back. He's a sophomore too, Justin Miller. 540 yards rushing on 60 carries, has over 100 yards receiving, 5 total touchdowns. Marcellus Henderson is a fine linebacker for them, and if they can play a good defensive game, like you said, they do need to get better on defense. But I think with Miller running the ball and Henderson leading that defense, I like Crockett and squeak by them. They'll both be making the playoffs, but definitely. I think Crockett wins this one. Final game, let's go Stony Point, Henderson.
I'm just going to go Hendrickson. They've got too much running power. They're the hot team right now with 3 wins, straight wins. Stony Point, they're good, mainly on defense. They're not as good on offense as they used to be. It's a good district matchup. I just think Hendrickson has too many horses right now.
I'm going to go with Stony Point. Marcus Curry committed to UTSA last week. I think he's going to show why he's a college-bound linebacker. He's going to get a good test with those Hendrickson running backs. But all I know is it's going to be a good game. They won their opener 18-3, but they lost to Belton on a field goal at the buzzer. They beat Shoemaker on a field goal at the buzzer. They lost to Killeen 42-41 when they scored in the game's final play, decided to go for 2 and didn't make it. And last week they scored the game-winning touchdown against McNeil with less than 40 seconds. So
they're clutch.
Craig Trescher's crew, they're giving everyone some heart attacks out there, but they're fun to watch, and I think this will be a fun game too.
Cheshire's been a great coach for a long time.
All right, those are our predictions. As always, check the newspaper on Saturday to see how we did, and we'll see you next week.